Good compañeros, estamos en Genshin Impact. Vamos a hacer la misión de Yae. Ya es la 2.5. Ya hemos hecho la misión legendaria de la Shogun, la segunda de ellas, ¿vale? Vamos a continuar con Yae. Hace falta que veáis el anterior vídeo, supongo, para entender qué pasa con esto, supongo, ¿vale? Y diría que esos son todos los requisitos. Hacer la misión de la Shogun ya te pide hacer la de los cerezos y tal, así que es lo que toca, ¿vale? Vamos a desbloquear. Solo usa una llave, así que ahí está. Y navegar. Según creo ya está el banner disponible, ¿verdad? Sí, ya está el banner de Yae disponible. Voy a tirar por ella, pero no ahora mismo, ¿vale? Quiero esperar un poquitillo a ver qué hay en los leaks, básicamente también. Pero probablemente tire por que no haya nada. Y me dé pereza esperar. Ya veis que tengo bastante acumulado de no haber tirado en los anteriores repetidos, ¿no? Pero bueno. Pasea por Hanamizaka, ¿vale? Tenemos que ir a la editorial Yae. Ok, pasea por allí. O sea, la misión es pasear por allí. Eso es lo que hay que cumplir, ¿vale? Vamos para allá. Vamos para allá. ¡Oh! Cosas. No sé yo si muy bueno. Era una novela visual. Creo que eran las quintillizas. No estoy seguro, ¿vale? Pero creo que eran las quintillizas. Bueno, en fin. Sí, es bueno, supongo. La música está un poco alta.
It's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing Mora at it. If it doesn't work, then just keep throwing till it does.
Joder, los burgueses, ¿no? No me...
Arguing about. It's quite a spirited debate.
Huh? Really? You guys don't know?
A ver, cuenta.
You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head and recite a special incantation, then your wish will come true.
¿Es una novela?
Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop. This, my friends, is the next big thing. A highly effective wish ritual guaranteed to make your wishes come true.
A wish ritual? That actually works?
No suena muy de fiar, ¿no? No tiene mucha pinta de que valga para absolutamente nada, pero oye, sí. ¿Ellos quieren? Lo que no me gusta es que le presiona al otro.
I didn't believe it at first either, but that changed when it worked for someone I know.
Parece que va raro el auto este. Mucha pausa.
I don't see him for a few days, and suddenly I find him dressed to the nines and feasting at a high-class restaurant. I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his whole bed filled high with Mora.
¿Roba un banco? Está comenzando a tartamudear.
Of course, I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of Mora is a bit of an exaggeration.
Más que una exageración.
Whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a difficult ritual. It can't hurt to give it a try, right? If you're still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are a lot of very compelling stories going around these days.
Ya, la parte importante de esto es lo de historias. ¿Por qué tanta prisa? Tenemos problemas de dinero. Ese es el motivo por el que no podemos encontrarnos con mi hermana. No, o sea, no. No tenemos tantos problemas de dinero, ¿verdad? A ver, un momento. A ver. Creo que hay comidas en este mundo que valen como 20.000. Sí, vamos, sí, estamos un poco más de dinero. Vale, vamos. Como en el ritual dice... Vamos para acá. No sé por qué venimos hasta aquí para preguntar, pero bueno, está la gente hablando de ello, no es como algo popular. Es como el TikTok de Inazuma, ¿no? Perdón. Anda.
Grasp the thought in mind, clear like clear like the light of the moon, as close as kin with you. No, thou. Wait, thee? Hear my summons?
¿Tienes problemas para recordar algo?
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed my summons. Heed. You're never going to get it down at this rate.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Whoa! Sheesh, you scared me. Okay.
Qué sobresaltado, ¿no? Muy exagerado también.
Where did I leave off with the incantation again?
Conjuro ahora.
Incantation? Are you guys trying out this new wishing ritual stuff too?
Junkichi is trying it out, to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently, so I'm helping him make a wish so that he can move past it.
No sabía que creían en estas cosas.
I mean, I obviously don't, but Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion, so all I can do is go along with it.
Esto brilla.
Shigeru, can you please be a little
Me llama
more
la atención. Voy a
accommodating?
coger cosas ahí.
This is extremely important to me. People have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor, struggling writer looking to get over a creative hurdle. Is that so much to ask? Anyway, I just know this is going to work. I have a gut feeling.
Estaría bien que dejase de intentar
Didn't you say the same
confiar
thing
en
when you wanted to make
magia
a wish
y
at the Grand Narukami
hiciese
Shrine?
otra cosa, o sea lo que
Oh,
fuese.
I just know this is gonna work. I have a gut feeling about it.
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck.
Mm.
All right,
Parece que es
enough of that.
muy
I'll take the
supersticioso este hombre.
incantation down.
No sé muy bien qué estamos haciendo aquí,
Depends on it.
sinceramente. Me estoy aburriendo ya con la misión.
To be completely honest,
La misión de la Shogun era
why don't you
bastante más
sit down and
interesante.
have a good think about what kind of story you wanna write? Where's all that
Ya
self-confidence
a
you
este
had when
punto,
you
quiero
first
decir.
started out? Look at you now, trying dubious methods from any old light novel.
Probablemente porque era un personaje principal lo que nos enseñaron al principio. Puede ser.
This wishing ritual comes from a light novel?
Yep, it's from the one called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Es de la editorial ya, ¿eh?
No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by storm.
Eso es raro.
As a fellow writer, I'll refrain from passing comment on how well the story is written, but everyone is saying the wishing incantations it contains are the real deal.
Madre mía, como echa beef, ¿no?
Yes, everyone's saying it's real, it works, but that's only half the story. I've also heard lots of people saying that everyone who's had their wish granted using this method starts behaving strangely.
What's so surprising about that? They're probably just giddy with joy at having their wish come true.
Bueno, a ver, sé que la gente cambia cuando cumple sus sus sueños y tal, pero no sé si cuenta como lo mismo.
Go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and ask Yae Miko about it.
Venga.
She's the expert when it comes to both light novels and the supernatural.
Y seguro que está cabreada porque tiene competencia su editorial, ¿no? Tiene que estar cabreadísima. A ver, un momento. Esto era lo que brillaba. Vale, vamos para allá. Ahora tenemos muchos teletransportes ahí. Me pone un poco nervioso, la verdad. Pero bueno, hay que comérselo. Nuevo jefe semanal es lo que hay. Vale. ¿Qué tal? Bueno, esta no sé, pero obviamente.
Miko! Great, you're here!
Hola, buenas.
Well, hello there, young ones. What brings you to the shrine? It just so happens that I have a wonderful novel here. I highly recommend it.
Justamente de la que todo el mundo habla, tenemos unas preguntas para ti.
Oh? Well, what did you want to ask?
Well, we were just... actually, you look kind of busy.
LOL, está...
That's right.
El otro se queda ahí mirando mientras habla con nosotros.
No, not at all. It's nothing major.
Se queda ahí con las manos en
Lady
alto.
Guji, what do you mean, nothing major? I'm begging you, you've got to help me save my brother.
Joder, ya sé que Yae no es muy buena persona, ¿vale? Soy consciente de que no es muy buena persona, pero ¿no querría quedar un poco mejor mientras estamos nosotros delante? ¿Qué está
It
pasando?
really is nothing major. I stand by that. Oh, but since you're so curious, let's have him relate the story one more time, just for you.
A ver.
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji-ai. Please, put in a good word for me. You have to convince her to help my brother.
A ver,
Here's
cuéntame.
what happened. My name is Kato Yohei, and my brother is Kato Shingo. All he's ever wanted is to become a swordmaster.
Me gusta el
So he
doblador de
once
este
asked
NPC.
Sensei Domon of the Meikyo Shisui art to take him on as a disciple. Domon turned him away. took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the sword. But my brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could, and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently. But since his victory, he's been acting extremely strange. It's like he's become a completely different person. The doctors can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm betting it must be the work of an evil spirit. That's why I'm here, begging for Guji Yae's help.
Sí, la verdad es que no.
You know, there really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now it's gone. It's only natural that he feels a little empty.
Sí, aquí no puedo darle la razón al chaval, que seguramente tenga razón él, ¿no? Pero
me, I just leave him be for a couple of days. He'll recover on his own soon enough.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know. I guarantee you, he's not acting like someone who feels empty and lost.
Oh, all right, all right. Then tell me, when did your brother spar with Domon's disciple?
About 5 days ago.
5 days ago, you say?
¿ahora ve la correlación con el libro o algo?
Yes, Lady Guji. That's a long time for him to be acting up like this.
La verdad es que no tanto, la verdad. O sea, sinceramente no creo que sea 5 días mucho.
Just like Domon. We can't jeopardize that dream now.
Wait a minute, now I'm a little confused. Are you here to save your brother, or are you here to make your dreams of founding a martial arts school come true?
Well, they're kinda two sides of the same coin, aren't they?
Whatever. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of any interesting new rumors lately? If so, I'd love to hear about them.
What? Rumors? I haven't heard anything.
Oh dear. Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject. This is someone's
Se ha
life we're
sobresaltado
talking
mucho
about
con lo de los
here.
rumores.
Please, you've gotta
No tiene
help
pinta
me.
que no haya escuchado nada.
Seems really desperate. His thing with his brother sounds really bad. Come on, you should help him.
No entiendo por qué nos metemos en la vida de esta gente. No, a ver, yo entiendo que queramos ayudar y tal, pero desde mi punto de vista no está diciendo nada bueno. O sea, nada de lo que ha dicho es algo bueno, sí, en general. Me cambia el doblador un poco, me gusta la voz y tal, pero no... O sea, literalmente lo que ha dicho es que quiere salvarlo por la escuela. O sea, no porque le preocupe que su hermano pueda estar bien o mal. O sea, yo he visto a gente que después de perder el trabajo, por ejemplo, pero se jubila. Todas las mañanas al coche, como si fuese a ir al trabajo, pero en vez de ir al trabajo se quedaba en el coche mirando pasar el resto de coches. Y así como un mes, por ejemplo. O sea, 5 días no me parece especialmente mucho. Yo he visto a gente así, no me parece especialmente raro. Así que no sé, no me parece algo, un comportamiento extraño. Lo que me parece extraño es la forma en la que ella lo está tratando, como si supiese algo, pero no todo, rollo, como que sabe que es porque ha hecho el ritual este de mierda o no sé qué. Da lástima.
Okay, fine. Then it's decided.
¿Qué está decidido? ¿Qué hemos decidido?
Miko, so you're gonna help him?
No, vamos a ayudarle nosotros, ¿no?
Kato, whatever your name was, these two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine, and in fact, they are experts in resolving all manner of strange and supernatural phenomena. Exorcisms and that sort of thing are all in a day's work for them.
Sí, nos toca a nosotros.
Yeah. Wait a sec.
No, a ver, es culpa nuestra. Yo no sé para qué la hemos intentado forzar de esa manera.
Is that hesitation that I detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend someone for the job, then suddenly you start doubting me?
Not at all, never. Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust wholeheartedly. Thank you two for your willingness to help. Please follow me.
No, hold on a hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists.
Eso está por encima de nuestro nivel. No está por encima de nuestro nivel, creo, ¿eh? No sabemos nada de esto. Me molesta un poco la forma en la que parece que lo controla todo, como moviendo los hilos y tal, pero es que yo qué sé, en fin.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo jumbo while you're sprinkling it around.
Suena útil, supongo.
It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist gains self-confidence, everything else just magically falls into place.
Ay, esto no es una novela ligera. Espero que esta frase ocurra también en el cómic.
Well, you were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation.
Sí, eso es culpa
Don't
nuestra,
you
así
think
que ya lo he
it'd be
dicho.
a little unfair to make me do all the work?
No, sí, estoy de acuerdo con eso.
Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too. This is an opportunity to demonstrate that you come in good faith.
This feels all wrong. But you technically have a point, so...
Ya, supongo que es el problema, ¿no?
Don't worry now.
Es lo que da rabia.
Along too.
Ah, viene con nosotros. Bueno, eso es curioso.
Let's follow Yohei. Go visit his brother.
La verdad es que pensaba que nos iba a tener haciendo mandaditos y a tomar por culo. Pero bueno, si nos acompaña.
Granted, you can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's mind, but she seems even more disinterested than usual in Yohei's situation. Well, a life's at stake here, so it looks like we'll have to deal with that first before we'll get the chance to ask her about the incantation stuff.
No viene con nosotros, esto lo está escuchando, ¿no? Sí que se ve bastante menos interesada que de costumbre. Pero a ver, también es que no parece un problema especialmente interesante. O sea, menos que de costumbre. No le culpo.
How strange. My brother's been meditating here pretty much constantly over the past few days, but now he's gone.
Oh, no. ¿Ya se ha curado? ¿Podemos irnos?
Meditating?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. He just sits there alone, talking to himself. It's pretty disturbing, actually.
Vaya.
But that's not important right now. Where the heck could he have gone in his current state?
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we? Kato, whatever your name was, given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother and also picking up a handful of salt on your way? We'll need to use it during the exorcism.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Eso me va a tocar a mí, ¿no? ¿No me va a tocar a mí? ¿No me va a tocar a mí?
What about us? Shouldn't we help look for his brother too?
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
Me parece bien, supongo. No sé, es como que me está llevando de la mano para hacer sus cosas, pero no me están contando nada al mismo tiempo. Es un poco... Bueno. O sea, el mismo NPC, por ejemplo, también. Pero bueno, a ver.
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Eso es mala señal.
Huh? Debt collectors? No, we're not here for anything like that.
Vengo con la sacerdotisa al lado y se piensa que soy recaudador de deudas, en fin.
Well, yes. I don't think there's any disputing that. Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his sensei.
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his training. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even declared that he would challenge a disciple of Domon to a duel.
Wait, what? That's not what we heard.
Wow, es como si solo nos contasen las partes que interesan, ¿no?
We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently.
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. He just lay there cussing to high heaven all day, every day. Some training regimen that is.
Oye, pues si aún así ha vencido al tonto ese
But I took it with a grain of salt.
o sea, el discípulo.
You can ask Kenji at the village
Que se le da bien, ¿no?
more about that. He always has reliable information.
Vale. No suena... A ver, si fuésemos recaudadores de deuda, nada de lo que me ha dicho me diría... Sí, sí, seguro que en cuanto tenga un par de discípulos van a... No pensaría eso en ningún momento. No sé por qué se lo cree él. Vámonos.
Hey there, we've come to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Yeah, we heard that Shingo defeated an apprentice of Domon's recently. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting their own school and you're looking to sign up?
No.
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more details about the fight.
Well, you've come to the right person. I actually went to watch it.
Anda. Mira tú qué casualidad, ¿no?
I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But when he drew his sword, he became a whole different person. The way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water, mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
Is Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel too. He was celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel. I haven't felt this good in a long time."
Any other details to share? We've heard that Shingo has been behaving rather out of character since then.
Buf.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day.
Ah, bueno, eso es bueno, ¿no? Character
Just
development, por lo que
yesterday,
sea.
for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
No vea. No vea. Qué dolor, ¿no? En fin.
Quite impressive.
Things got
Está
weird
petado.
after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He shouted, "What is that stuff? Keep that away from me!" And then ran off.
¿Tofu?
Lady Guji, it's the
¿Es alérgico al
exorcist.
tofu? ¿Puede ser alérgico al
Finally, I
tofu?
found you.
No sé. No sé si el tofu puede ser un
I found my
alergeno. No,
brother.
no,
He's
no,
at the
no.
waterfall, and I've got the salt you asked for too. Come on, let's go.
Madre mía, que
As
pushing.
much as I'd
Stop.
prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he has been found.
Venga. Tengo curiosidad de ver al susodicho hermano. O sea, no paran de contarnos cosas sobre el hermano, sobre el hermano, sobre el hermano, pero no lo vemos todavía. Igual es algo súper normal y estamos aquí haciendo el tonto, la verdad. No, igual, yo qué sé, ha cambiado de parecer por lo que sea. De qué patada, ¿no? Si tampoco... Lo único que me parecería raro es que haya conseguido cargárselo y ya. O sea, que ha tenido que usar algo especial. O hacer trampas, supongo. No estoy seguro. Se ha tomado una tentación de Adeptus, ¿no? O algo. O sea, una de estas. A ver. Ahí está. Ay, se ha cortado el diálogo de Paimon, creo.
This is Yohei's brother. Whoa. He's meditating while sitting in a waterfall. That's pretty wild.
Bueno, a ver. En...
Hey,
No.
listen. He's
Un poco más adelante, pero bueno. ¿Mm?
Woo! How's that? Can you feel it?
¿Estás bien?
Can you feel the feeling of manliness?
¿Eh?
Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. How can a manly
Se está haciendo una...
man something so
Porque...
lame? Please spare me. Spare me. I can't feel the manliness. I can't even feel the cold anymore. I can't take any more. I'm gonna die. Yohei. Yohei. Save me.
¿Por qué sonríe?
Save me.
Está bastante raro, en
Did
general.
you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going for help.
Supongo.
Huh? Who goes there?
No le pega nada a la voz.
And now he's coming this way.
¿Le reviento la boca?
No, don't come any closer. Help!
What do we do? Miko, think of something!
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to call on you for help. Whatever shall we do?
Well, how should I know?
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you mind?
Está usando esta oportunidad para obtener más
I don't know
información.
what to tell you. I don't know.
You don't know. But surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way. Yohei, I suggest you think very carefully before you open your mouth again. This is a life or death situation.
Venga. Sabe que está mintiendo por algún motivo.
Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character. And yet, 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me. You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in your story?
A ver, igual estaba esperando a que se le pasase solo.
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next. It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all, you did summon it together.
All right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. We made a wish.
Ah, para que le poseyera un espíritu de estos, de un guerrero súper fuerte o alguna mierda así. Pidieron un deseo de la guía de invocaciones de espíritu.
Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight and your wish will be granted. Just like the book described, we drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, spheres of light appeared all around us. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills. But his whole personality changed too.
¿Por qué esperaste hasta ahora para buscar ayuda?
Because I was worried that if he goes back to normal, he'll lose his skills with the sword. If that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
Que bien ha salido.
Well then, why'd you go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Well, because with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something, and then no one would want to sign up as his disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Guji might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skills?
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes.
Anda, no me lo esperaba para... Me estoy aburriendo que lo flipas. Es que no tengo... No sé qué decir. Sí, vale, lo he dicho a la primera. Vale, venga. No me parece un espíritu maligno, me parece un espíritu sin más, ¿no? O sea, tampoco para tanto.
Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt and then draw your sword.
Me voy a tener que cargar. ¿Me dejas matarlo? Le ha echado sal en los ojos. No jodas, ¿no? Joder, la sal. Anda, el espíritu. Pues menos mal, ¿no?
It's the spirit.
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Bien.
Save me! Save me!
Miko, he fainted! What do we do now?
We do nothing. But you, little one, just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Ah, pues venga, ya está.
Who's this? Ah, a fellow swordmaster.
Algo así, más o menos.
Come on, fight me.
Venga. Sí, sí, ningún problema. Me sobran el Swordmans, no, ¿cómo era? Masculinidad, no sé qué ha dicho. Virilidad, virilidad, supongo. Vale. ¡Ay! Uy. No se mueve. No se mueve. Ah, vale, ahí. Ay, cuando hace animación no... Luego están los dos hechos una mierda. El otro creo que se ha caído, pero por miedo o algo, ¿no? Y ya está. Vale. Venga, muerte. Ya está. De nuevo, supongo. Uy, está sonriendo. Lol, qué creepy. ¿Qué? Ah, se la ha pasado bien, parece. Me recuerda a Child su comportamiento, la verdad. Tengo una vaga idea.
We can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
What am I doing here? Yohei? Yohei, is that you?
Sí.
Shingo, are you all right?
Hay un Gilitru durmiendo ahí arriba.
I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's disciples. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in my ear talking to me constantly.
Qué preciso, ¿no? Porque dice que es un sueño. Manliness, virilidad, sí. Vamos a ir a virilidad.
We shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Thank you, Lady Guji, and thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
All right, take him to get some rest.
Ahora somos expertos exorcistas, ¿qué os parece? Qué fácil, ¿no? Qué rápido dan el carnet de exorcista.
But it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now, don't you?
Yes, we understand now. We won't do it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists.
Creo que me estoy aburriendo más que con la misión de Kokomi.
Come on, Shingo.
¿El Gilitru sigue ahí?
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved? And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
Por mentir, supongo. O sea, esa sería la consecuencia.
They would have been fine.
Ah, bueno.
I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
So, what was it that possessed Shingo?
¿Un espíritu?
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Alguien a quien no le gusta el tofu, una fuerza extraordinaria y un gran vigor, un maestro espadachín. Alguien a quien no le gusta el tofu.
Paimon's got it. It was an Oni.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to become bolder.
Fair enough. But it seemed like it had the opposite effect.
Parece que se ha cansado un poco de eso de la habilidad y tal.
Caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Sí, esta es la justificación para que no vayamos ahora a arreglar el resto de problemas, ¿no?
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here.
Un huevo.
Come on, off we go.
No sé.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, But are you sure about that?
You mean you disagree?
Ese conjuro que usaron, el libro de la guía de invocación de espíritus.
Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book? Yes, I know the one.
No hay que quitarlo de circulación, ¿no?
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came.
Nah, yo estoy bien con la libertad esa de lectura o lo que sea.
Really popular right now.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff, and loads of people are trying it.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
A ver, no me creo muchas cosas de lo que dice, pero no podemos hacer mucha cosa. ¿Qué hacemos? ¿Bloqueamos el libro de venta o algo así? No. Si Miko dice que no hay problema, no deberíamos preocuparnos. Siento más curiosidad por la reacción de Miko. Sí, me pasa más o menos igual.
Big events in the light novel market should be at the center of her attention, surely. But she doesn't seem to care about this book at all.
¿Por qué la ha publicado ella?
Lady Yae, I finally found you.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
Yo os he dicho antes, la
I'm here
competencia.
to report on Yae Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Oh, no.
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
Oh, no. La competencia.
Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories. One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Both of you, back here now.
Oh, wow, se ha preocupado ahora por sus putos libros. Me cago en la leche. No,
That's a really scary look on your face right now.
Things just got serious.
Ahora es preocupante.
An
Bien,
all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the Yae Publishing House by every analysis.
Ay, ¿cuál es tu definición de serio?
Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is.
Esto se llama libre
I have to come
mercado.
up with a
Y te tienes
counterpart,
que comer el
and
pan.
you are going to help me.
Ajá.
How is this our problem all of a sudden?
Paimon,
Ay.
please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Oh, am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Ay, qué mal me cae, por favor.
What just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
Sí.
It's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm
Joder.
going to head back and make some preparations.
Qué apática la zorra, que de verdad.
Inside the Yae Publishing House.
Es correcto llamarla así, ¿vale? Porque técnicamente es un zorro femenino, por lo tanto, en fin, da igual. Sí. Vale, venga. Ahora le preocupa porque la editorial está perdiendo ventas. Y ya no hay más que decir, la verdad. Ahí está. Me cae muy mal. Solo con esta escena. A ver, ya me caía mal de antes, ¿no? Pero ahora me cae peor.
All right, Miko, we're here.
Venga.
What's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
¿Publicidad? Mala para el otro.
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yae Publishing House.
Deja de darle vueltas, si me estás aburriendo ya desde hace un rato.
Paimon knows. Combine the reputation of the Yae Publishing House with the status of Guji Yae and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous.
¿Para qué nos
Oh,
necesitaría a nosotros?
Wow. Your first guess and you got it absolutely
Wrong.
wrong.
Vale, venga.
Yeah! Wait! Seriously? That wasn't it?
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real. In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out. Also, sales for the book would only increase further.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic. Oh, how about we confiscate all the copies?
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive to the lives of
¿Qué tal si me lo dices y ya? Si es que me da igual tu razonamiento ya.
There's nothing we can do.
Well, I've been thinking.
Venga.
I've read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone. The book contains many ancient kaiden, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging way. That is why the book has become so popular. I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity while it's the only work in its league on the market.
O sea que tenemos que escribir algo nosotros, ¿no? Vale, venga. ¿Por qué
That's
no?
right.
Sí.
How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing.
Vale.
So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel.
Lo pone muy
Smash
fácil.
our
¿Eh?
rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Wait, Miko, so you want us to write a novel?
Nunca antes he escrito una novela.
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yae Publishing House. I have my ways.
Vale.
I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary. Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
O sea que vamos a escribir un libro como entre 50 personas o algo así, o como. Dices que va a reunir en un equipo. Los Vengadores ahora se van a unir para escribir una novela. Ay, a ver. Escuchar que le gusta a los lectores. A ver. Lector.
I've been reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works with an original core concept and good storytelling.
Ajá. Me saca un poco de contexto que se centren tanto. O sea, que pongan tantas cosas sobre esto, ¿no? De historia original, buena narración, en obras de fantasía y tal, cuando Genshin no es eso. O sea, la historia no es especialmente original. O sea, tiene bastante lore y tal, vale, guay. Pero no, tampoco tiene una buena narración. O sea, está bastante mal contada en general.
These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about just from the title.
Sí, a ver.
The only recent book worth mentioning is A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really has met all those yokai before.
Me gustaría saber quién es el autor, la verdad. Más que otra cosa. Vale.
The Yae Publishing House has held many writers' submission events. The winner gets a huge amount of publicity. It's been the ticket to fame for a lot of authors. If you...
Ah, solo tenemos que ver los que son lectores, ¿no? Los demás nos dan igual, ¿no? Vale.
I'll be honest. I read light novels for the cheap thrills.
Vale. Entretenimiento barato.
In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and ultimately growth and renewed strength. It reads well and everything. It's just a little slow-paced for me.
Me pasa, bastante.
By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is super strong right from the get-go. That's what I mean by cheap thrills. Action-packed right from page 1. The protagonist is a Kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
Ah, qué útil. Hace de todo, ¿no? El prota este. Vale, básicamente están haciendo los tropos generales de los animes de estos populares, ¿no? Ya, o sea, bueno, novelas también, supongo. Ok, queda uno. Sí, vale, ok. Ya pillo de qué va el tema. Vamos a intentar meterlo todo. Vale, esto es lo que se llama hacer un fornite, ¿vale? Esto es lo que se llama hacer un fornite. Copiar todo lo que hacen otros juegos, ¿vale? Intentar hacerlo mejor y cruzar los dedos a ver si hace popular y ya, ¿vale? Más o menos es como funciona. A veces funciona, a veces no. Así que no sé muy bien cómo va a funcionar. Supongo que Genshin también lo hace. O sea, copiando Breath of the Wild en sus puntos fuertes y de eso. Algunos, supongo.
Good illustrations can make up for bad writing. But on the flip side, a bad illustration can ruin your novel, even if you have the best story in the world. There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. I'd agree with that. Too bad most of the top artists have jam-packed schedules, so it's extremely difficult to commission them. The illustrations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits are incredible, but it's unlike any art style I've ever seen before.
Vale, dice que el estilo de arte es raro, no es que sea bonito ni nada, ¿no? No sé qué espera que haga, la verdad. Bueno, el restaurante. Serán más de 2 personas, ¿no? Porque ha dicho un equipo. Así que me imagino que serán varios.
There you are. Let me introduce the team.
1, 2, 3. ¿Esta está dentro también? Bueno, vamos a poner
You've
como
already
3.
met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Sí, este estaba en un bloqueo narrativo o algo.
Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people. He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style. Satomi is Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks A First-Hand Guide to Summoning
O sea,
Spirits.
yo voy a poner la experiencia real, ¿no?
Feeling better about my plan now?
Ella el marketing y los otros lo que es más mecánico, ¿no? El escribir y el diálogo y tal.
All very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one question. What are we actually gonna write about?
Sí, la verdad es un punto bastante importante. Buena pregunta.
An original core concept. But how do we come up with one?
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience. Take A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the Kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author and reader. As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that
podemos preguntarle al...
What
No es
is
un Kitsune, ¿cómo se
commonplace
llama?
to you may be fresh and original to them.
Tanuki. O sea, podemos preguntarle a los Tanuki, ¿no?
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and Lille. But that would make it a completely different genre than A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. Is that gonna be a problem?
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences.
Porque una idea tan simple como la de esta misión tiene que alargarse tanto. Sí, ya sé lo que vamos a hacer. Lo sé desde antes de entrar en la tienda, lo sabía ya. A ver.
What are you thinking?
Vamos a hacer un isekai. ¿Hacemos un isekai? ¿Hacemos un isekai? Reencarnado en otro mundo, por cierto. Con una comida de emergencia flotando. Sí, venga.
No one would ever go for that, no matter how you tried to play it.
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9.
Me vale.
Is there really flying emergency food in other worlds? How does it taste? And how do you cook it? It's
Vale,
a
eso.
strong opening. An easy
Bien.
way to grab the reader's attention. Never underestimate the appeal of culinary-oriented subject matter. Food, after all, is a topic that everyone is interested in.
El isekai. Toca el isekai. ¿Es el isekai?
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really understand what we're trying to do here.
Me pone muy nervioso este
Thoughts from the
council de
experts.
novelas
Are
ligeras,
we
la verdad.
good with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good.
El council de
Okay, we're
novelas
done with
ligeras. Me cago en mi
chapter
puta vida.
Let's move on to chapter 2.
Vale.
Won't that do for now?
¿Qué va?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain. Hurry, chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
¿Esto es ghostwriting? Como, o sea, sí, ghostwriting, perdón.
Good.
Mi mente está en blanco.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this. But alas, the time has come prematurely.
A mí todavía se me ocurren un montón de cosas.
What?
¿Qué no se puede?
Happened?
The bane of our existence. Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful.
Oh,
When
no.
this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break.
A ver, tenemos comida de emergencia.
Boss,
Perdón.
get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do. Don't worry, this is my treat.
Ah, bueno.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko, we'll be getting paid for all the hard
Sí, tenemos que pillar royalties, ¿no?
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain
Mira, ya he conseguido el... Joder. Paimon, cállate. Ya he conseguido pasar del bloqueo este. Hablando de Mora.
Does this mean your inspirations come back?
Me convertí en una cría del dragarto geo. Viaje al IU. Un miembro del equipo resultó ser Rex Lap. No, me convertí en dragarto geo.
The protagonist awakes to find themselves turned into a geovicious hatchling, surrounded by countless adventurers.
Esto es como el anime de la araña, ¿no?
The protagonist suddenly discovers that they have a special ability.
Sí, estamos copiando el anime de la araña. Vale, ok.
Evolving. So the protagonist rolled and rolled and rolled, hoping to evolve into the strongest geo creature ever. So the protagonist is no longer a human, huh? Good luck retconning that after chapter 1.
I give it a 9.5.
No lo veo especialmente complicado, la verdad.
Monster evolution is an increasingly common theme these days. What started out as a rather niche genre has gradually worked its way
Sí,
into
eso
the
es cierto.
mainstream.
Todo lo que está diciendo ahora mismo es verdad, ¿vale?
And I wouldn't worry about the continuity issue. All we have to do is explain at the beginning of the work that the protagonist can travel between different worlds. Or just explain it away as a dream.
Ugh, no integrity whatsoever.
Ninguna. En esta industria, ninguna.
The most important thing is that it's fun. In light novels, as in life, having fun is the most important thing. Wouldn't you agree?
You do kinda have a point.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yae.
Venga. No sé qué tipo de cohesión va a haber
Let's
con
write
esto,
about
pero bueno.
Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Mis inicios en el ejército de la resistencia tiene más... Tiene más... Sí, ese. Es el último, parece que es el mejor y ya.
When the Vision Hunt decree comes out of nowhere, the protagonist joins the resistance, starting out as an ordinary rank-and-file soldier. Find out how the protagonist goes on to make great contributions to the war effort.
Ah, que tienes hipnosis y todo, ¿no? Vale, guay.
The resistance general, and get to know the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine, working together with everyone to finally secure a grand victory for the resistance.
Pues no es largo.
Surprisingly normal.
I think it's rather good. A lot of people still like
A ver
the
cuánto me
classic
dice.
hero's
8 de
journey.
10.
From ordinary soldier to great leader, a fresh take on a timeless classic. One thing though, we'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori. Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That should do the trick.
Vamos, que vamos a copiarle la idea, ¿no?
Head to head with our rival on this one, huh?
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Va a hacer una real.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yae publishing house at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation. Once our light novel is complete,
Vale.
let's meet at the writer's submission event.
Ay. Espero que el S sea real. Vamos a preguntarle.
Let me think. What spell does Lady Kitsune teach to the
Parece que va a ser
protagonist?
un hechizo real, ¿eh?
I've got to make sure it sounds suitably mysterious.
Me parece bien. Qué bajita es ya, por cierto, lo acabo de notar. Que con la mierda esa que lleva en la cabeza se nota con un pelín más y eso me desloca. ¿Desloca? Disloca, no sé hablar. Vale. Espero que sea real, pero no nos lo van a decir, ¿no? O sea, ¿cuál es el...? Igual es para un hechizo para que no te duele el estómago o algo así. Es una tontería. Una tontería como esa, ¿sabes? Igual. Pero que funcione. O sea, la gracia es que funcione. Eso es importantísimo luchando contra la Shogun. No puedes tener problemas de estómago luchando contra la Shogun. Igual te tiras un peo ahí y te caes y mueres. Eso no puede ser. A ver.
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements, but since it's Lady Guji that's asking, we'll see what we can do.
Ahí el automático no sé qué pone.
With Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a collaboration. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters, and turns down every promotional opportunity
No,
she
le mandamos
can.
una carta, ¿no? Todo.
Maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an exposure boost at the beginning. May your light novel sell well and set a new record for the Yae publishing house.
Venga.
We'll do our best.
No sé quién es Hina. No, la hemos pedido, ¿no? O sea... Voy a entregar la versión final. Tenemos un... Uy, qué rara esa pantalla de carga. ¿Tenemos alguna? No nos la han dado, ¿no? No, esta es la que hemos pillado, el espíritu marcial. Guía de invocación de espíritu. No nos dejan leerla. Bueno. Y espero que nos den una copia al terminarla, ¿no? De los 3 capítulos, todos juntitos. O sea, no voy a leerla, pero para tenerla. A ver.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
1000 manos. No entiendo. Bueno.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand your unique tastes.
No me parecen especialmente complicados de comprender. Es simplemente un poco sádica y ya, ¿no? O sea, no sé si es que se veía complicada de antes, pero vamos.
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you think it's a very descriptive pen name?
Sí, está
We'll
bien.
get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Vale.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this is gonna work?
Sí, somos profesionales.
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Ah,
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days for the results. Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
gracias. Espera 3 días. Ah, literalmente 3 días, vale. ¡Ah! ¡Anda! Podemos saltar 2 días directamente. Esto es nuevo de la versión. Pasado mañana. Hay que esperar un día más. Divertido, ¿no? O sea, ¿os lo estáis pasando bien? La visión es bastante aburrida, no me voy a engañar. Buah, me lo he pasado. Buah, guapísimo. Ah, ya está, mañana. Entonces, ¿os ha ido bien el día? ¿Habéis comido ya? ¿O...? ¡Anda, mira! Ya han pasado 3 días. Joder.
You've all finally made it.
Por fin. A
Good
ver.
news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves. Multiple sales locations are asking when we'll be printing more copies.
Hay un poco de ruido, muteo el micro, ¿vale?
This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold.
¿Nos han dado la recomendación al final?
Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come and collect it when the time comes.
Todo esto está genial, pero hemos ganado, hemos ganado, ¿no?
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal. How do we know whether it worked?
Oh, don't worry. The change is already underway. Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about. The conversation has already moved on, hasn't it?
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at Midnight, and your wish will come true!
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man.
Ya pasó de moda.
No one's talking about that anymore. The secret spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The secret spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
¿Qué hacen? Mejor dicho, más
You haven't read it
importante.
yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune and all the other powerful yokai. They can make any of your wishes come true.
Joder,
I heard
¿no?
that the incantations in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of Mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he
Ah, le había
developed a high
poseído un
fever.
tanuki, ¿no?
They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the discomfort. That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before. Pretty much everyone I know is desperate to try it out. Just waiting for a moonless night.
Really? Well, I better go and prepare too.
Bien, ¿no?
Well, feeling less worried now?
Bueno, pero ¿el encantamiento es real o...?
You're right! Everyone shifted
O placebo.
focus. But what's this moonless night that they're talking about? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
This is something that will become very important to us further down the line. All right. It's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
There's a phase 2?
Of course.
¡Qué larga es esta misión!
The market lies in author, right?
Oh yeah. If we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits. Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing it was.
No sé, ser rico.
That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki.
Ah,
But
ya
when we
adivina
went
todo
to
esto. O
ask
sea,
him about
lo he
it,
descubierto.
He had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book.
Eso significa que ha usado su propio conjuro, ¿no? Y ha dejado que otro... Que un Kitsune le escribiese el libro, ¿no? Eso significa que...
Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively sought him out. After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." After that, he lost consciousness.
¡Qué útil! Así que se funciona bien el bloqueo, ¿no?
So he left him now, right? So what are we supposed to do?
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role.
Ay, hay algo muy sospechoso en todo esto.
Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Ay, perdonad por el ruido, si se escucha. Vale. Ve al lugar del ritual de invocación. Hay que ir al agua. Que me han dado el libro. Que me han dado el libro. Ah, ¿en serio? Joder, no me dejan leerlo. Una historia atrevida, llena de imaginación. Al comienzo el lector podría sentirse un poco perdido, pero cuanto más avance, más fascinante le parecerá. Imposible no reírse con algunos pasajes, sin duda. Le doy una gran valoración. Hipnosis de la señorita Gina. Ah, pues mira, ha aceptado la señorita Gina. No sé quién es, o sea... que nos la han dicho así como que... Ah, claro, la señorita Gina, sí, esa. La super señorita Gina. Sí, me acuerdo. No sé quién es. No tengo ni idea de quién es. Vale. A ver, Ayaka me acuerdo... Ayaka, perdón. Ayaka, me acuerdo que creía que su madre era una Kitsune o algo así, ¿no? Igual vamos a esta parte donde fuimos también, donde la madre de Ayaka. ¿De Ayaka? Hola.
Miko, what is this place?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author. This is the place where we are most likely to succeed in summoning the spirit.
¿Me pueden poseer a mí? No sé si me pueden poseer. O sea, podemos invocarlo, pero eso implica que me van a poseer.
Really? But it feels so eerie here.
That seems rather fitting, considering that we are dealing with the spirits of the deceased here.
Hay espíritus de los no difuntos. Es que no sé... En fin.
What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. Aren't you excited?
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not because of excitement.
Oh, qué pena. Vamos para adentro, ¿no?
Come on, in we go.
Venga.
Hey, wait up! Oh, Paimon's scared. Stay close by, okay?
Sí.
Paimon all alone.
A ver, eres tú la que flota, ¿vale? Creo que tendrías que seguirme tú y ya. Vale. Punto de teletransporte desbloqueado. ¿What? Ha puesto punto de teletransporte desbloqueado por algún motivo. Bueno, da igual. Vamos al ritual de la... O sea, que más da. Vamos a cambiar a Kanju por Shogun, ¿vale? Que he visto que necesitamos Electro. No, de hecho no. Mira. El Traveler. Este mundo está lleno de cosas. ¡Ah! Vale. Nos dan a usar a Yae. Vale. Vamos a ver qué tenemos por aquí. Vale. Prioriza la ulti. De estatus bastante crítico. Vale. Lleva su arma. Sí, esta creo que es el arma que se compra. Hay otra que te dan en... Bueno, claro, no. El arma que te dan de evento es otra. Vale. No sé cómo se usa. O sea, tengo curiosidad. La he visto bastante aburrida de usar allá, pero... Igual... Usándola es más... guay.
Probably a scene from ancient Inazuma.
Probablemente.
Good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. So it's a bit scary. Looks like the artist signed their name. Rakuzai? It's not very clear.
Let's go inside and take a look.
No le suena el nombre, no tiene ninguna idea de quién podría ser.
Right now. Right here.
Uno de ellos es real, o sea... Vale, se supone que esto haces así, ¿no? Se ponen los 3 totencitos estos.
Right here.
Y no sé qué pasa. No, definitivamente no me gusta. Sobre todo los cargados no me gustan nada.
Emerge. Right here.
Vale. Vamos a usar nuestro grupo normal, ¿vale? Vale. Va a ser mejor, sí. Cofre. Uf, no me gusta nada cómo se usa ya, Nada.
This place is huge. Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird looking stool as well. Wonder what it's for.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move.
Activa las lámparas electro. Ah, vamos a ir al otro lado de la... Creo que es eso. Uy, ¿habrá algo debajo? No sé si me dejaría meterme. No podemos volver a activarla. Vale, allí. Llega hasta arriba. No parece, tiene que haber una manivela para todos estos, ¿no? ¿No podemos usar esto en el aire, el dash? No, no podemos usar el dash en el aire. Vale, a ver si veo algo. Visión, mejor. Todas más palanquitas, básicamente, ¿no? No me imagino que tengamos que usar a Fischl para hacer esto, ¿no? Veo algo por ahí arriba. Ah, mira tú qué bien, qué útil. Vale, hay cosas por aquí. Ah, mira, se puede bajar por aquí. Vale, lámpara activada. El corto está un poco hecho una mierda, ¿no? Uf, qué lenta es. Esto se gira, ¿verdad? Sí, se mueve. Voy a darle de nuevo. A ver si hay algún cofre o algo. Ah, no, sí, es que creo que es por aquí. Vale. Se puede... Ahí. ¿No hay cofre? No hay cofre. Vamos a quitar allá, que no me... Cofre. Todo bien, ¿no? Creo que me he dejado a unos enemigos por ahí, ¿verdad? No sé si debería matarlos o no. Me dan un poco de pena. Ah, mira, hay otro cofre ahí. Vale. Ah, espérate. Ahí. Ajá. Ah, y la palanquita también. La lámpara comienza a moverse. Ah, se ha movido para abajo. Vale. Veo eso allí. Me preocupa. Vale. Joder. Vale. Lámpara activada. Me da curiosidad ver eso, pero es que creo que ya no. O sea, 3 de 4. 3 de 4, nos falta una. 3. ¿No he activado la de aquí abajo? Tiene que estar en su sitio. Vale, tiene que estar en su sitio. Hola, buenas. Vale. Tiene que estar posicionada en la parte de arriba para poder activarlo.
nothing to fear. Solidify.
A ver. Quiero intentar matarlos a los dos al mismo tiempo. Eso vale. Que así no se reviven, ¿vale? Vale. Hay algo que brilla. Palanca. Y con esto está todo, ¿verdad? Sí, con esto está todo. Quiero ver qué hay por aquí. Poca cosa, ¿no? O sea, hay muchas cajas y tal, pero no hay nada en ellas. No podemos abrir esto. Ah, bueno, vale. No me lo cargo, venga, ¿por qué no?
Right here. A sight to behold.
No he visto no he llegado a ver la ulti. Quita un montón cuando está con la ulti, pero dura súper poco. O sea, es solo 3 golpes, creo que han sido. ¿Se abre? Sí, se abre. Vale, este era el camino bueno. ¿Me deja seguir subiendo? ¿Y me deja seguir bajando? Ah, no, es que está todo conectado, vale, es el mismo sitio. Quiero... Ahí, eso es lo que quería hacer. ¿Dónde está...? Ah, esto está activado, pero no... Ah, y uno más. Por algún motivo me he caído 5 veces. Es que veo enemigos por algún lado, pero no los veo, así que... Anda. Yo no me parece que esto sea alterado. Bueno, vale.
Next I will show you a secret Kitsune spell. This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able to skip many of the more tedious steps.
Nos sentamos en la...
The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it. You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here.
Venga. Tengo el traveler puesto, así que venga. No estás planeando...
Yes. The whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to possess a living person's body.
¿Y luego qué? ¿Salen los ojos y ya arreglado?
You saw what happened to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was only able to maintain his form for a very short time before disappearing.
Are we positive that summoning a spirit to possess the traveler isn't gonna have any lasting negative consequences?
No.
Oh, you really care about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that.
A ver, si no fueses como eres, igual ocurría, supongo.
Anyway, are you scared, little friend?
¿Qué tengo que
Don't
hacer?
you worry now. It'll be over soon. Just think of it like having a dream.
¿Qué tengo que hacer?
Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
Vale. A ver.
It's like he's sitting inside the painting.
Ah, sí. No sé yo, ¿eh?
Huh? Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Recite the
Me
incantation
gusta
in
cómo mueve
your
los
heart,
ojos.
little one. Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts going through your head. A wish, for example. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to summon forth the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits? Anyone?
Probably something to do with
La noche sin luna era, ¿no?
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so
Ah,
let
pues
me
no.
help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
Oh, Dios. Por favor, que alguien me ayude. Oh, no. Uy, me he vuelto más oscurito de piel, ¿no?
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. Getting a taste of my own medicine. What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Are novels so popular in this day and age?
Sí que son.
We got you! So you are the one who wrote a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh?
Para volver,
What's the
quizá.
game here?
Como ahora.
Huh? What's this?
Qué raro se me hace con esa voz.
I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't I? You ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious return to the world and plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war.
What? I knew it! You had an evil plan all along!
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily. I sense, yes, great power within him.
Esto parece un MMD de esos super cutres. En fin.
Good. With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way.
Se me hace muy raro esta situación. Bueno, supongo que ahora está interesante. Antes era bastante aburrido.
It is futile. You shall never wake him again.
Oh, no.
This body now
Voy a dormir mucho
belongs
tiempo.
to me.
Hey, come on, wake up! Don't let him take your mind! Miko, think of something! Miko! Miko!
Se está riendo.
You're laughing?
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too perfect.
Well, you made the face enough times that I
Su abuelo o
got
algo.
This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand on the sidelines of a good spectacle, are you? Always got to dive in and fan the flames, huh? You mischievous little Kitsune, you. Look what you've done to this little flying one here. Oh, poor thing scared witless.
A ver, el ambiente ya se lo dejaba, ¿no?
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me?
Rakusai?
Good point.
Miko, you guys know each other?
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai. No, wait. To be more accurate, it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to describe the same thing. Something that comes from the ley lines.
Do you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing at the sacred Sakura's roots?
Sí, lo he hecho hace
You witnessed
bastante
human
poco, así que
memories
sí que lo
leaking from the
recuerdo.
ley lines, didn't you? Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai memories too. In life,
Sí, bueno, era
yokai
en
possess
Araumi, así que tiene
supernatural
sentido.
powers, and even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control whether they are visible or not. Typically, yokai memories survive longer in the world than those of humans.
Indeed, indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone yelling, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel. It piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel for him.
So that's how it happened. But why did you include a summoning incantation in the novel?
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn here, but when I was alive, I wasn't just another Kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daioko. The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of days.
Ah, bueno, por
Anything
un par de
they're
días.
still itching to do, they can go and get it done.
Ah, que se lo pasen bien.
But
Oye, también tienen
She's trying to
derecho
say that
a
all the
disfrutar, ¿no?
commotion this causes is likely to be a great disturbance
No van a
to
ser
the
espíritus
humans.
malignos porque se supone que el cerezo sagrado ya está purificándolos, ¿no? O sea, los ha
I
purificado.
guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm? Oh, yes. And they might have a fever or whatever. But you know, I actually think that the most admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their fate with their own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lesson eventually. So when you think about it, we're actually doing the humans a big favor. Miko, you agree?
Ay, qué bonita forma de decirlo. Cuando solo quiere pasarse un
Yes,
rato
that's
divirtiéndose o
what
lo
I
que sea.
thought too.
Por una última vez.
alright then. You finally convinced Paimon. You guys were right.
What are you scared of, little one? Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics. Miko is actually one of the most powerful yokai out there.
Not only that, Irakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, to become the most popular in Inazuma.
What?
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me. I knew you must have some ulterior motive. You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later.
Sí, solo
Oh,
ha hecho
I
falta que
must
se
say it
muera.
feels good.
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few hundred years later, and you're all grown up.
Qué frase más rara.
Irakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from in the end. Everyone's quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
Don't you worry about that, Irakusai. Arrangements are being made.
Van a hacer el desfile nocturno, venga.
When my bell
Quiero
rings,
verlo.
it means the moonless night is upon us.
Great. Wonderful. Fantastic.
Ah, eso se refiere con la
Miko, it's been
noche
nice
sin luna.
catching up.
Vale.
But I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then. So, I'll be on my way now.
All right. Goodbye then, Irakusai.
One last thing, Miko. I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
I've been great, of course. Every day is a happy one. Especially these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met these two delightfully nosy outlanders.
Anda.
And even A is
Está
finally
súper
starting to come
contentísima
to
de
her
conocernos,
senses.
claramente.
Quite a miracle, given how
No me cae nada
peeved
bien,
she
así que
can be.
no me alegra especialmente.
Oh, well, great. That's fantastic.
Irakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over your next installment.
He disappeared.
Sí,
Are
eso ha
you
dicho.
awake? How are you feeling?
Se ha enterado de todo. Espero que se haya enterado de todo. ¿Se ha enterado de
Are you all
todo?
there? Here, like last time, repeat after me.
No me acuerdo. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact. So, your first possession, What was it like?
Estaba bien. Recuerdo todo con claridad. Pero no lograba participar en la conversación.
Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again.
Sí, está
Hearing
bien.
Rakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all hoping for.
Quieren organizar el desfile de los 100 monstruos.
Yes, though they only represent a tiny
Yo escucho como
proportion
100
of the
demonios,
memories
pero
in the
supongo
ley
que cuenta
lines,
igual, ¿no?
it will still be quite a sight to behold when the time comes. Since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, I'll need your help with the ritual.
You cannot be serious, Miko. After all that, you still have more errands for us? You guys teamed up to scare Paimon just now. If you think Paimon's gonna do anything you ask for...
Bueno, entonces que nos vamos ya, ¿no? Y ya está.
Oh, come on. I'm really
Me imagino
only
que
asking you to
el
finish
encantamiento
what
que ha
you
puesto en
started.
los libros
Besides, your
es precisamente
paychecks
para
are still in my
ayudarles a
hands.
hacer el desfile, ¿no?
Paimon's paycheck?
O sea que ya ha aprovechado para hacerlo. Y el mío.
Well, there's no way out now. We're in too deep.
Espero que me dé bastante dinero, porque siempre me dicen esto del dinero y tal. Espero que me den bastante. ¿Me ha dado 10.000? 38.100. Bueno, estoy mal de dinero, así que supongo que me vale cualquier cosa. Vale, a ver, ¿dónde me dice que vaya? Me dice que vaya afuera ya, ¿no? Vale. Vale. ¿Cuántos teletransportes en el mismo sitio? Me cago en la leche. Yo quiero verlo, espero que haya cinemática o algo. O sea, yo solo he visto en un par de series. No sé cómo va a ser la interpretación de Genshin Impact, de no sé qué, no sé cuánto. Tengo curiosidad.
Well, hello there, my little helpers. So nice of you to join me. You're right on time, too.
Sí. Como
If we had a
siempre.
choice, we just want our paychecks.
Venga. Y las royalties.
Miko, what exactly do we have to do to make this Hyakyako happen?
Ya lo hemos hecho, ¿no? El libro.
So, to be clear, we actually have no idea what it even means.
It might sound ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakyako is just a gathering of the yokai.
Sí, van por ahí por las calles, moviéndose y riéndose y esas cosas.
Plenty to drink. One by one, they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai powers. There were so many of them that their silhouettes would block out the moon.
Ahí todos en línea recta.
But now, the
En
yokai
fila.
memories that leak from the ley lines are weak. They are no longer able to fly. So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them, gathering all the wandering memories together in one place. When the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy is spent, they will be satisfied and return to where they belong.
Ya veo.
The preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the
Oh, wow,
incantation
plot
and
twist. No me lo
mention of
esperaba.
the
Sí,
moon?
venga. Da igual, es que ya lo sabemos.
The secret spells of Lady Kitsune on a moonless night.
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all. It's a spell to help calm the ley line memories. When that time comes, let's all pitch in and help send them on their way.
¿Qué necesitas que haga?
I will start the ritual preparations shortly, and at that time, I need you to do two things.
Diría que esta
First,
misión es más larga que
tell
la
the
de
shrine
Shogun.
maidens to leave the mountain. During the Hyakyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Having the shrine maidens leave avoids the bothersome issue of someone potentially getting possessed. After that, I will commence the ritual, and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. I need you at the foot of Mount Yogo during this part to keep an eye on nearby monster activity. The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat, but when their energy is concentrated, it is likely to disturb the monsters. They may see this as an opportunity to try and make it up the mountain. I need you to fend them off so that that doesn't happen.
Vale.
Alright, got it.
O sea,
Then what?
hablar y luchar. Mi trabajo.
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a close-up view of the yokai, I wouldn't say no.
Vale, que quiere que venga a verlo con ella, ¿no? Vale. Qué forma más tonta de decirlo, la verdad. Vale. ¡Tú! ¡A tu puta casa!
Ascend the mountain?
Are those Lady Kuchi's orders?
Sí.
Yep, Miko said the ritual she's gonna perform soon might pose a physical danger to you all.
I see. I'll evacuate everyone right away.
Ah, lo va a hacer ella. Perfecto, no hay que hablar con más gente.
Taking care of a couple other things for her. And once we're done with that, we're gonna come back and do the ritual together.
Es que queremos ver a los yokai. Sí.
Seems like Lady Kuchi places great trust in you.
Yo no quiero que ella esté a salvo. A mí eso me da igual. No creo que vaya a pasar nada.
When she's conducted rituals like this in the past. Thank you for helping with the ritual. And good luck.
Gracias.
Don't worry, we're much stronger than we look.
Lo de la mano en el pecho no lo pillo, pero está bien.
Start the ritual. Come on, let's go deal with the monsters down the mountain.
Venga, vamos para allá. ¿Dónde mountain? Venga. Abajo del todo. Vale. Uf, no hay teletransporte, así que voy a tener que hacerlo por planeando. Venga, no pasa nada. Vamos para allá. Oh, fuck. Me quedo sin estamina. A ver. Ah, perfecto. Perfect timing. Eso nos pasa a vosotros, ¿no? Nunca.
These monsters look really riled up.
Hay que ayudar a Miko a deshacerse de ellos. No podemos permitir que suban a la montaña. Eso.
Let's get rid of them as fast as we can. Then we can get back in time to see the yokai.
Venga.
All right, here they come.
¿Y la Fatui esta? ¿Qué cojones? No tendría que encargarme de ella también, ¿no? Que la he visto justo de refilón. Vale.
We can do it. Let the show begin.
Stabilize.
Vale. Ah, meteorito, venga. Ay.
Following thunder.
No sé cuántas oleadas serán. Me imagino que sea solo esto, ¿no? Ahí está. Vale, son de todo tipo de bichos, según parece. Vendrán también Fatui. Que tengo curiosidad, ya he visto a la señora esta por aquí arriba y ya pues... No sé, es como lo que toca, ¿no? Vale. Esto cuenta como monstruos, ¿no? No lo sabía. Venga. No, en serio, esto cuenta como monstruos. Son personas, ¿no? O sea... Joder, qué mal lo he lanzado. A ver, el meteorito para todos. Venga, burbuja. Ahí está. Ah, estaban poseídos. Vale. Vale, vamos para arriba. Me imagino que habrá cinemática. No creo que sean muy cutres con esto, ¿no? Es una hora de misión. Una hora y... No, dos horas de misión, de hecho. Ahí está. Es cinemática.
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me.
Qué bien se ve esta escena.
You all right, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just, Hyman's never seen anything like this before. Whoa, they've really blocked out the moon.
Aún no, ahora.
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls.
No te
Even
pases.
after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short.
Me toca verla bailar. Joder, el hexafulgor, ¿no? Sí, obviamente.
It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end. Since you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me?
A ver cómo es.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence, I perform this rite.
Obviamente tiene que
To
decirlo.
be a guiding light.
Wow, so beautiful! Look! Lights are coming from Inazuma City!
Esos son todos los lectores, ¿no? De mi novela visual. Sí. Novela ligera, eso, perdón, no sé.
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light.
Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Sí que es popular, ¿no? Finalmente.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course.
Ay, qué tsundere cuando quiere. Ay.
Just as I thought, the ritual went very smoothly. Thank you both.
Miko, ¿estás bien?
Oh, I'm great.
Está como nostálgica, ¿no?
But the look on your face just now...
I'm fine, seriously. Really,
Se ha emocionado. Se ha emocionado. Tiene sentimientos. Ha expresado algo. En general.
No. Honestly, you two.
Miko...
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing something for me, you can treat me to a meal.
Sure, no problem. A meal it is.
No, pero primero dan nuestro sueldo, ¿no? Para comer, claro que sí.
Okay. Well, see you soon then.
Pero hasta la hora acordada. Al día siguiente. Venga. Venga, otra vez a esperar. Entonces, ¿qué tal el día? ¿Lo habéis comido? ¿Tenéis algo para beber por ahí? Que sé que esta misión es larga. Y claro, si no bebéis nada ni coméis nada. Id al baño, ¿vale? Cuando tal, o sea, pegaos un par de descansos.
Today is the day we agreed to treat Miko to a meal. The venue is Uyu Restaurant. Let's go!
That he stays safe.
A ver. Ahí. Yo aún no he visto mi sueldo. No sé cómo vamos a pagar esto, la verdad, pero bueno. Está un poco feo invitarla a comer y luego...
How is the next chapter of the miraculous adventures of the traveler not released yet?
Oh no, tenemos problemas.
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally came.
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night. It just seemed to form out of nowhere.
But then nothing happened after I made a wish using the method in that book.
Yeah. I guess light novels are just fiction after all, huh?
¿Qué se le va a hacer?
That night was definitely the nail in the coffin for the incantations from novels fad. Still, something tells me the miraculous adventures of the traveler will remain an interesting series for a long time to come.
Qué optimismo.
Paimon can't see Miko anywhere. Guess she's not out here. Maybe she went inside already. Let's head in and look for her.
Está ya comiendo, se ha comido toda la carta entera.
Ah, my little friends. There you are.
¿Qué tal?
Miko, what is this? You started eating without us?
I did, yes. You're paying after all. The thought of being able to eat the most expensive dishes and drink the finest sake, all for absolutely free? Oh, I just couldn't wait any longer.
Mira que me cabía un
Boss,
pelín
these
mejor y ha
two
vuelto a
faces
empeorar.
here? Remember them. They're the ones picking up the bill later.
Alrighty.
¿Hacemos un simpa? Bueno, entonces, ¿me da mi dinero por la publicación o...?
What's gotten into you? Come on, sit yourselves down. You have to try this fish. It's found exclusively in the waters around Seirai Island. They shipped it to Inazuma overnight, and it was still alive right up until I ordered it. Or maybe you'd rather try this? I know, I know. I normally can't bring myself to drink sake this expensive either. If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine too. There are all kinds of fruit juices covering the whole price spectrum.
Un poco de agua, por favor.
You are outrageous! Last time we were here working on the novel, all you ordered for us was the plainest kushikatsu!
Strange. I remember no such thing.
Brochetas y tofu frito nada más.
Oh, so what? You did offer to treat me to a meal, didn't you? Anyway, I am something of a VIP, you know. Wouldn't you find it embarrassing to treat me anything short of lavishly?
¿Yo no soy un VIP?
It's going to be super expensive! Aren't you afraid we won't be able to afford it?
Oh, don't you worry about that. You can most definitely afford it. They're still printing your light novel by the batch, you know. You have quite the generous payment due.
What? Aw, darn it! She tricked us into this! Miko was after our Mora from the very beginning!
Wow, no me lo esperaba. Estoy súper sorprendido de todos los acontecimientos durante esta misión. Me he comido plot twist tras plot twist. No me esperaba absolutamente nada de lo que iba a ocurrir en ningún momento de la historia. No debía bajar la guardia, sí, supongo.
Oh, the looks on your faces right now. Too perfect. Oh, by the way, since nobody's wishes came true on the moonless night, novels with incantations are no longer in vogue. So you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler. The deadline is looming. I'm counting on you.
Qué bien. ¡Oh! Por fin. Vale, ya hemos terminado. Vamos a hablar con ella una última vez.
Thank you for the meal. I thoroughly enjoyed myself today. Oh, did I mention? A saw that convocation ritual we performed over the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Me alegro por ella.
I know she can be pig-headed, but it still took me by surprise when she wrote me a long and sternly worded letter about it, chastising me for taking this whole thing much too far. Ugh, I hardly see what all the fuss is about. Everyone seemed perfectly happy to me.
Ella no estará muy contenta, supongo. Les ha despedido a sus coleguillas, ¿no? Bueno, a ver, hemos cobrado un poquito, ¿no? 38.000, supongo. Eso es algo, ¿verdad? Sí, ha subido un poco la cantidad de dinero que tengo. Sí que estoy costando un poco canino, la verdad. Bueno, ha estado bien, está bien. Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Me aburrí un puto huevo con la misión. Es súper larga. El punto de la historia se podía resumir en menos de media hora, pero bueno, hay que alargarlo todo para que... Yo qué sé, para que la gente siga jugando, me imagino. Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Espero que os haya gustado. No tengo mucho que decir. No me cae bien ya, O sea, no me cae bien ni su personalidad, ni su modelo, ni su forma de jugar. O sea, no me cae bien nada de lo que tiene ya para ofrecer. Ay, mira que quiero tirar en el banner solo por tirar, pero es que no quiero que me salga. Que tengo mucho acumulado. Vale, ya veré lo que hago. En fin. Nada, vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Si a vosotros si os gusta, pues oye, decídmelo. Y digo, oye, pues ya me encanta porque es que en realidad el personaje es súper profundo porque... le gusta la Shogun. Yo no sé. No me intento burlar, ¿vale? Si os gusta el personaje, me alegro. A mí no voy a engañar. O sea, tampoco voy a intentar decir que... ¡Wow! Mi diosa, como dice ella, la Shogun, ¿vale? No. No, ¿vale? No. Se me iba a notar mucho. Nada, espero que os haya gustado. Vamos a dejarlo por aquí. La misión en general ha estado bien, muy larga, como últimamente todas, según parece. ¿Vale? Chao.